Hey guys, my name is Zodiac and welcome back to another episode of SnowTown here in Cities Skylines, where last episode, with the beauty of that Superman mod that we have had enabled for quite some time, things are getting a little bit out of control. The city's on steroids, the traffic is coming in left, right and centre, we built that little luxury complex. Today we're hopefully going to solve some of the issues that we have within our industrial area. And I also want to take a look at potentially setting up a new public transport line to the brand new areas that we are going to be creating in the up and coming episodes. Now if you guys do enjoy SnowTown and want to see more in the future, then please make sure you smash that like button down below, and if you are new around here, then make sure you do subscribe so you are notified when that next episode does come out. Now, wow! Oh, there we go. We're on the move. This year we're going to take a quick look at today. I know we got a few issues in the junctions. Last episode I did literally pull it onto traffic lights so we can have some kind of order and control of getting the vehicles moving, but we're going to try and create a better system for these guys. I want to create an outlet road because the biggest issue that we have right now is getting vehicles out of here, and I know we got an issue of bringing vehicles in as well, but if I can solve them getting out, the ones coming in won't get tripped up by the vehicles exiting as well. Kind of makes sense? Kind of, yeah. And what I also want to do as well is take a look at this area over here and this area over here, which we're going to eventually start building up, creating a public transport line. Now we've had a few little ferries in. We've got some ferries crossing over there, one that kind of goes around here. I want to utilize a few more, so I'm going to kind of create a nice little ferry route that kind of does a little bit of loop around this area, so we have something set up so it's easier for those guys to get there, and then when we start building up, at least everyone's connected and people can skedaddle and get to where they need to get to. But we'll save that for a little bit later. Now, what I want to do is take a look at this. Now, we talked about last episode about the trams. The fact that when the trams come in, it stops some of these vehicles trying to exit and leave this area. Which is not the be-all end-all of the problem. It's just one of the many problems. I have thought about getting rid of the trams. But before I do get rid of the trams, I want to see if I can kind of do some improvements. Because if I get to keep the trams in, great, public transport. If not, we'll have to figure something else out. Now, what I want to do here is I want to change it to a 6-lane road. Now, I could just throw a roundabout on, and while it would aid the traffic flow, we'll have the same kind of scenario I have right now. Vehicles will go around, we'll have give way, people will yield, they'll get to where they need to get to, but because the amount of traffic filtering in, we'll still have a backlog on a roundabout. Now, not saying that what I'm going to do right now is going to work, but we'll give it a go. So I'm going to use the 6-lane road, and there's a reason behind this. There is a reason behind this. If I do it here, 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 and here, actually I'll take it back by one more on each side. There's not an industrial version of this. 6-lane road. Oh, 8-lane roads? Okay, that's too jazzy for me right now. That's way too jazzy. So I'm going to quickly get back in the paths that now just got deleted. Now, the reason for this is where's the second one? The second one went here. It's simply right to allow us to filter the lanes a little bit more easier. So if I use the lane connector, because it just easily gives me a visual representation, we have these dedicated lanes, because basically they can go, when they come to a junction, they can go 3 ways: this way, that way, or that way. So aid the traffic, because the backlogs are so long, try and get them filtered into their lanes a little bit easier. And thus, by separating the lanes, hopefully we can clear the traffic a bit quicker. Because before we had it in 2 lanes. You either go right or you do a left and go straight. Now the people going left and straight were using the same lane. So if by doing this, I give them the option to have an additional lane, which, yes, they're going to be crisscrossing over one another. I get that. But, you know, it separates them leading up to it, if that makes any sense whatsoever. So by doing this, hopefully I can ease the traffic a bit. It's not going to solve everything. Like I said, it's not going to solve everything right now. And we'll give it a minute or two for them to kind of update their routes. But this is my way of not placing down a roundabout just yet. But it's not the only thing we're going to kind of use on this area. And yes, Wait, do we have traffic lights on this? Yeah, the traffic lights are still there. But what will be interesting to see is how the traffic then separates itself to where it kind of needs to go. So off everyone skedaddles. Yes, the crisscrossing is going to cause confusion and hustle and bustle and whatnot, but it is what it is. Now, another problem we got here is this 90-degree turn they're trying to do at this point. So is there anything I can do to kind of ease that 90-degree? Maybe go with like a small little lane like this. Right, if I pause a minute, because this changes a lot of things right now. So if I turn that to go there, that came into here. Why can't I select it? What's going on, boy? What is going on with this? There we go. Right, it gets rid of that 90-degree turn that was on about earlier, thus making the vehicles... We also got to make sure that they can't turn there. Hold on, my lane connector. There we go, that goes straight on. It eases the turn a bit so they can take it at a higher speed, then making this traffic, you know, flow out a whole lot quicker. Now, I could do the exact same thing for these guys turning in as well. I just want to see how how kind of backlogged it does get. Also remove this. Goodbye. Now, the argument could be made then, Yosenik, then you got to change this. But I'll leave it like that for now. But yeah, you can really see that these guys are slowing down big time, which you're going to have to solve in just a moment. But that traffic coming down here now is kind of dispersed. Traffic flow here looks really, really good. Really good at the minute. So before I bring all this in, let's try and solve this a little bit. Now we've got this little backlog here coming down. It's pretty much everybody trying to get out of this industrial area, coming down to here, then getting onto the highway. So I thought about myself using this little space over here of filtering traffic out onto the highway. Only exiting, not bringing them in. Could be an interesting way. Hopefully that will kind of get rid of this backlog. And if there's not a backlog here, hopefully the guys coming in this way have it a little bit more eased. So we'll keep this little issue there for a minute, because that little issue is stopping me by having huge queues. Even though we got kind of like a big queue already. You know, we'll see what happens. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this little slip road here that comes in, because we don't really see much traffic, if any traffic, using that road. So I know it doesn't really have a high demand, which for me, that is perfect. So if I pick just, let's see how close we can kind of get it to there, and then bring that to there. Now I'm not going to keep all of it in. I just want to get my spacing just right. So then if I delete to there, and then I'll bring it in like that. That's kind of like a weird merger, but it could be interesting. It could work for me. It could not. And we'll take it from this road here. So from here, and if I brought it out and then just kind of, how high is that? It's up by 20, isn't it? So if I brought this up by 20 from there, that's a huge incline straight away. And if I delete that, and let's see what type of bend this would create. So a 12 by 16. So if I come out by, is that a 4 there? If I go there, 12, yes, 12 by 12. We'll flip it back round. Straight connection there. All good, mate, all good. And then what we'll do is we'll pick from there to then slope it just right. It looks pretty good already. But we'll get it, you know, at a, oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. We'll try and get a better angle. And we'll go back a bit more, because I didn't realise how high that one was. There we go. So that allows us, and the fact that they're driving really slow there is a little bit confusing. Is it because of how long it takes to get to that junction, maybe? Let me pause. And also the fact that we're seeing so many vehicles using it shows us that it's going to be very, very, very well utilized. I'm trying to get it to that bit. There we go. So yeah, like I said, because there's not really that many vehicles using this road that comes round, I can have the amount of traffic that flows into this be a little bit OTT. Now, obviously lane math doesn't work on this point, but I don't think it matters because there's not much. I can't remember the last time I sent a vehicle come up this road, to be honest with you. So there we go, which is obviously going to mean we're going to filter a lot of traffic to this point. Now, you could argue you're just pushing one problem to a different location. Yes, I kind of am. But this junction has now become very, very free-flowing. So we're just going to solve this little issue over here. So why are these guys here stopping? Now, is it because, in terms of junction restrictions, if I set that up there, does that allow them to keep flowing? It does. Now, they also are doing that 90-degree turn. So I could set up a reverse system there for that. But let's see how that 90-degree just kind of clears this first, if it does or not. So a lot of vehicles are filtering out to here. We did have a lot of a backlog over here, which we do kind of have going all the way up. So is it just one of those things that it would kind of naturally clear itself, or is that something that I'm going to have to think about having a better... I'll give this a minute or two, because I just want to see if this is just the initial traffic or if that is how it's going to be. Because that would be kind of interesting to find out. Because we also have a connection here that they can kind of go around and then out, but obviously this is a shorter route. But we see how that plays out pretty much. So I don't think this is really moving as much, but then again, there's no backlog here. That seems to be flowing just fine. So I think we might be onto something. I know we got this huge backlog here with the trams coming in. Right, I get that. And somebody suggested in the comment section, yo, Cyniac, why don't you make this point here a 90-degree, or that right-hand turn only? Thus, that traffic there doesn't cross over, means there's a constant flow potentially coming out of this area. But also maybe have like an additional exit as well. Could be beneficial. Could be. There is a little bit more traffic now coming out of that area too. But we do have traffic lights on. Right, that backlog of traffic over here is now cleared. So what I'm thinking is every vehicle using this exit is probably not going to be using this junction. Where is it? Over here. So that could be a good sign. But we still need to filter it in a whole lot earlier and sooner. So I'm going to remove the traffic light system here right now. So at least these guys here can continue to do their right-hand turn and filter all them vehicles out. The tail back end of this is slowly moving down. But is it enough is the question. Is it enough? Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Now, problem we got right now is, because we did a right-hand turn only, the trams think they also have to do a right-hand turn. So what if I set up on these roads, if I can find it right now, the tram version? Because as much as I don't want to, I don't want to get rid of the trams. So if I replace it like that, have like a double big entrance like this, that allows us to kind of then filter in the vehicles a bit better. So we allow them, do I allow them to crisscross? I don't know if I allow them to crisscross or not. Let me just get rid of the traffic lights there and there. And let me set this up as well. It's like right hand turn, you're straight on, you're straight on, straight on, right hand turn. Oh, you can turn here, my bad. And you, oh, do I make you as an exit point there? No, you turn as well. Counterintuitive, I know, which means only these guys here can turn out. I completely understand that.
I do completely understand that. But it's going to be interesting to see how this now plays out. But like I said, we could really, really benefit with that additional crossover road. So I could set it up. I could set this up here by having it like... I could do it as a brick. Oh, we have problems with heating? Oh, snap. I didn't realise we had problems with heating. Right, I've actually got an idea. So, geothermal heating plant. When did we all of a sudden start getting issues with that? I'm not 100% sure. Right, what can I squeeze in? Another one there and there. Is that enough to kind of pass us over to enough production? Is production up right now? I feel like yeah? Yeah. Okay, anyway. I'm getting sidetracked. So, I did... like I said, I did say to get rid of the trams, but I'm kind of liking the idea of them. So, why don't I... Where's all the traffic now going? Obviously, it's trying to all reroute itself, but why don't I set something like this up? Because it also adds something a little bit additional to the area. A little bit more character. If I came out here by 7, but then up by 10, right? And then do I do it straight over? 7, but up by 10. Like that. So it bypasses this stretch of road as well. Literally goes straight over and then down to this, which could filter on to wherever it wanted to go. This becomes an additional crossover road. And I could kind of do the same, let's say, here. I mean, there's no benefit to getting over there. There's people going to start using that. But it just hopefully eases the traffic a little bit. Now, what I will do is sort this back out again. Because not even I like how this is potentially going to play out. So at least have those guys able to cross over and get out. I know it all makes no sense on a lot of it. I get that. And I'm filtering traffic up in all different kind of ways. Do you know what? We'll delete this. We'll delete it. Let it go back to how it was meant to be. But then again, the way I've set it up doesn't allow it to go back to the way it's meant to be. Straight on. And turn. Bam. And bam. 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 So that's how it would be. I just want to visually see it. A few vehicles using this little crossover road, which is then less vehicles using that. And we'll give that some time to move. Now, like I said, some of it is really, really counterintuitive. But yeah. So, seeing the amount of vehicles now still coming into here and this still being fully loaded, and this also being kind of fully loaded too, probably then goes to show us that we could do with an additional road that filters in the traffic from the highway, right? Obviously coming from this side. So where would we play that off? Because, have I broken these again? I think I've broken these again. Hold on, guys. I definitely have broken these again here somewhere. That goes straight over. That, yeah, there we go. I've broken the tram lines. Right. So, yeah, I need to filter the traffic off this in a little bit better. So, that road has worked wonders for us. It really has. They don't want to use this one as much. That is a nice little close connection. Right. I could filter a road off here to lead into this, but they're all coming down trying to do that right-hand turn either way. There's no traffic on this at the minute. Maybe it's just filtering through. Like it'll all be sorted out in momentarily. I just probably need more connections in, don't I? Will be the great one. Actually, do you know what? That is still broken. So I'm on the wrong thing. Excuse me. Click. Boy. Delete. Like that, and we should be all good. He says. He says. Right, I don't want to get caught up too much. They're actually utilising that little bridge that I created quite a lot. Which is good. Which really does make me want to create another one. That traffic is now dispersed here. Traffic's filtering in there as normal. Traffic's filtering out. Trams are now fixed. Right, I'm getting too caught up on this issue now, aren't I? I really am. So we'll leave it like that anyway. We'll leave it like that for now. Because, again, we do have quite high demands. We have set something a little bit up here. It's not perfect, but it still has tram lines on. At least we can make people go to where they need to get to. The only thing I will set up is this is a dedicated turn there. We'll have that to be a dedicated turn so not crossing, so you are exiting the area. There we go. We have over here obviously a lot of vehicles heading in, which I think an asymmetrical road might be very appreciative. Actually, not an asymmetrical road. We'll go for this small wide body one. Just because then I can set up here. That's a turn. That's a turn in. So we've got those dedicated lanes for that little area there. Traffic is slowly going. Obviously, we've got that straight over section that we need to get more vehicles passing on through. And then we do have a little bit of a backlog just there as these vehicles wait to cross over. These, oh, I just realised something as well. These guys here should actually be turning like this. And that straight over. Thus making the traffic flow a bit more, which will now cause another backlog there. We're going to have backlogs for days, aren't we, boys? We're going to have backlogs for days. Which is fine. Not really, but it's fine. It's fine. Right, okay, so we know we've got a lot of traffic that wants to get from here skedaddling straight down to there. So it would be nice if we could encourage them to potentially use this highway system a bit more. So what if I had the ability, if these guys, yeah, this will be a good little run right now. You are going all the way down to there, okay? And I'm not saying that everybody wants to go down there. But what if I made them come down here, do a right turn to join the highway, go down to here, and if I had a little turn-off point that connected straight into here, downtown area, that could be a quicker route than going all the way around. Thus eliminating as many people crossing over there as possible. So I believe now I just need more and more connections to the highway in certain areas. So if I just pump this out a bit, let's just go to there, but then flip it back around. Sweet. And then if I elevated from here to there, brought it down by 10. Actually, I'm going to delete this again. Because I just realised I've got to put a slight bend on it. Alright, 6. Well, what do we not? No. 6 by 6. Like that. So then if I delete this one, because I want to try and pull it away from that area. Come straight out like this. So just like that then. So my thought process is, by having that little turn off, again, it will become beneficial for some more peeps anyway in general. Filters into here. Anybody out here who wants to come straight down to there, they could skip out round there, or ultimately come out round here, straight down a highway, turn over, get down that ramp there, and then they filter into this area a bit quicker than they would driving straight down. So yeah, I'm just trying to get as many people off that junction as possible. It's never going to work. It's such a high demand area. But I give that some time to kind of pass through. That's what we'll kind of do right now. So chaos is ensuing. There is so many things I could do. Again, traffic lights, better lane management, roundabouts, whatever. But I'm trying to first reduce the traffic flow and get more, you know, solid road and shorter distances set up before I do anything else to that area. Right, let's leave that for a minute because I do want to come over to here. So over here then, I want to set up a little ferry line. Now, basically what I want to do is utilize this peninsula, or this kind of side of Snowtown, maybe a stop here and a stop up here, to kind of, you know, we got like a nice little radius then around where we would have the ferry lines. Have a stop over here for the Yellow Snow Point, and then have a stop over here. And I think this will be the perfect little area right there for this peninsula as well. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually start it from this point at the minute, which I'm going to bring the road over here, and turn the anarchy off now, all the way down to there 40. And if I chose to do a normal style road, and then we'll come out by 5 on both sides, we'll do a 3 by 3, 3 by 3, 3 by 3, 3 by 3. Little system like that. But we'll... Oh, okay, I won't turn it into a one-way road just yet, because we do want to get this implemented in, which if we anarchy it in, I can then use the touch it mod to get rid of the original road connected to it, bulldoze it, then I can slightly reposition this ish a little bit. Oh, that's kind of not where I want it. Right, that could literally be right now in the exact same place as the last one, and we won't even know. I hate that you gotta do this. There we go. There we go. Yeah, okay, we'll give or take it. We'll give or take it. So then with the one-way road, do we do it with the grass verge? Like that, so we have a proper flowed system. And that kind of connects down. That would be pretty nice. I'm going to add in another one. Now, I could actually try and add it. Right, if I put it there. Oh, damn it, boys. Come on. Excuse me. Click. Delete you. I don't know how this is going to work. But right there for the car park. Hopefully that works. Again, adds more to that area, which is pretty sweet. And then try and get one over, say here, further down maybe. Oh no, actually, you know what? It would be a really good idea to get it here, opposite the whatchamacallit. No, don't delete Sonia. What are you doing, boy? Why can't I click on it? The helicopter stop. Again, crisscrossing networks. So I'll come back to that in just a minute, and then we'll add another one. Now, if a monorail stop there, was probably transport. We've got a bus stop over there. Or should I just keep it to that one? I think I'm going to keep it to that one because they can jump on subway lines or metro lines or monorail lines, whatever, to get to that area anyway. Yeah, I'll leave it to only this one for now. Now, I will extend this network of ferry lines at some point in the future. Right. As we progress and add more stuff in. So let me just get all the water connected to it. You straight down. It's going to need some power as well. There we go. The other ones are okay, aren't they? Yeah. And then what we got to do is we got to set up then a ferry line, a ferry pathway. So bring that out to there. And we'll bring it to here. To then bend up. To run alongside the shipping lane. Like that. To then have that connected there. Now, it's not connected to the main network that can, because the ferry depot's all the way over here. That's where the ferry is going to come from. So if I, for now, take, say, a connection just here, and then bring that alongside the shipping lane, because this is what's going to ultimately bring in the ferries from quite some distance, might I add. We have a stop there, to there, to there, and then pretty much back to complete that little triangle system and setup, which then in this area, what I'm going to add in next then is a little bus route. So we can have the bus route start here at the ferry line to connect them guys up. It will then toot along to here, which we can have a little bit of a stop just there. I'll bring it in to the parking lot first. We'll get on the right side just there for the workers in this area. Then as it shoots out, we'll have it stop here. We'll then have it stop there. So we've got to stop here for that area, stop there for that area. No, actually, no, not stop there. Or stop there. We'll have it stop there for this area. There for that surrounding area. Then here for that surrounding area. Right. And then in the middle of them two stops, we'll have it stop. So that's for that surrounding area there. Just there. As it leads back. Okay. Bit funky. But again, as we add more to this area, I can then reconfigure it. And then that stop there will be more progressed into this little section when we build more up there. So at least we have a connection from the ferry line to this area via a bus. So they can transfer from the lines right there. We are then just going to have to then start waiting for the ferries to make their way over. So are they on their way? The ferries? I'm trying to figure out where they would be or where they would go. So shipping lines, ferry line. It would be ferry line 5, wouldn't it? The ships, they'll be these three here. They're already on they're chugging away along right now on their way. It'll take them some time to get over here. Right, let's have a look what we've done set up over here then. So yeah, we are having a few vehicles turn off this little section. This is becoming quite a busy little section. Oh my goodness me. Yeah, we are now going to have some issues. So what we need to set up here is that was set up correctly. You go straight. We'll have it set up where that happens. No, actually, you know what? That doesn't need to happen. We'll have it set up like this, and then that can go straight on as well. Because I know there will be a few issues here, there, and everywhere. Let these guys sort out their lanes. right now. That guy's all over the place right now. What are you doing, boy? What are you doing? This is the problem when you kind of... Oh, I don't want to turn like that straight over. Like, come on. You don't have to go directly to the left. So what I'll do is... I can go straight, turn... If I set it up like that, allow them to progressively turn over like that. Should filter them in all a little bit easier. So they've got a choice to either they can turn off on that section there, or not if they don't want to. Okay, maybe not have them guys switch over because they can still go straight in that same lane. So I don't need to worry about them. And that should work a bit easier for us. There we go. So that will now clear the small little backlog I've just now built up myself. So that's still here. So we oh, there's no backlog there, which is good. So we could really benefit from creating that little section just here. That junction's all clear right now. Looking good. So that has seemed to have worked then, boys. That has seemed to have worked. So basically what we've done, we've reduced the amount of people who want to go straight down because we've implemented this little turn off there. That is obviously taking a little bit of a beating right now from these guys trying to get them to move down. But that should slowly clear itself as time goes on. There's nothing stopping them. They've just got to skedaddle and move. So now I'm going to put more pressure back onto this junction as I make this now flow out a whole lot easier. So let's first try and replicate what we've done on the other side. Which we've got to go underneath. Right there. Which that one I need to push out a bit more. Actually, let me delete that and start that again. Is that about right? Kind of ish. So now I'm going to settle this up because this is going to be mayhem. So that turns into there. Which means then I've got a junction restriction here, allow them to flow in. I think it's now put traffic lights here. Get rid of them. Which by reducing basically when you reduce the angle that they need to turn, the sharper the angle, the slower they can take, the slower they have to take the corner. So by eliminating that 90 degree, it means they can keep to a certain speed to flow in, which means we keep the vehicle moving a lot quicker. But it does mean now I'm going to put a lot more vehicles on this junction over here. But hopefully as time goes on, it can settle itself. Like what we've seen right now. So it's doing pretty well at the minute. We'll just give it some more time. That's slightly now cleared, which is good. It's good for us. That's been utilized as well. Right, I would say that's a great... I mean, it's not perfect. We're still having little backlogs here, there, and everywhere. But it will work. It works right now. It definitely works. So I don't like the fact that when they do turn in, they're going into the left-hand lane. At least bring them in onto the right-hand lane. And I know it means then them doing right as they turn in. But it keeps this pretty open and flowing. That, for the first time ever right now, has literally got rid of the backlog of vehicles, which is good. Really good. Vehicles are flowing out here just fine. Still yet to see anybody use this road, because there's no need for it really, because we got train lines set up to the cargo. So that's pretty sweet. That's pretty good, boys. And the ships have finally made their way over here. So is there many people waiting for these? Yes, there is quite a few people waiting on this one. Anybody waiting for this one right now? Yeah, there's a few people waiting for this one too. So it shows you that there is some type of demand. A few people waiting for this one over here. Which are the buses are definitely bringing those people off and then to them. So, well, how many buses do we have on this route? This is kind of crazy. They should be separated quite nicely as time goes on. But that's a lot of buses, boys. A lot of buses. But yeah, the ferries are now coming to full effect. We got a little bit of an issue here. So I think we could really benefit with an asymmetrical road leading these guys out. So, bam, 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 bam. There we go. So filter the traffic out here a little bit easier. So we do use the turn. You're the straight on and right turn. 2 lanes make it a bit simple for them. I know they're dealing with people crossing the road and whatnot. Is there traffic lights here? Yeah, get rid of them. Sort it out where people coming down this lane. Do that. They're still trying to figure out what they need to do. But at least we've got 2 lanes leading out. So people getting out of the stadium can do it so much more simpler. Now I know they're fighting against people crossing the road. It is what it is. But at least we got like a little bit of a system for them to get out. Got the yellow boats now arriving. Everyone's jumping on. 46 people in that ferry line. Off it now will toot. So we got more issues with the geothermal plants. We'll need a few more down by the looks of it. So let's squeeze these in. There we go, 2 more there. Just constantly filling them up right now. How much does it give us, the geothermal plant? Extra 80 megawatts. That's an extra 100 and... whatchamacallit, 160 more units. That's now done. There we go. I feel like we could do with a whole lot more. Now do one more just there. So yeah, there we go. That pushes to 1,800, sorry. Well, that should keep us going for quite some time. That really would. So yeah, that is now a whole lot quieter. I like it. Lots of vehicles, of course, turning off here. It is a little bit of a hot spot. But at least when they do try and do this turn, they can all filter out. Traffic's quiet around this junction, looking good. Seems to be a bit quiet over there too, and around here. That is looking really good right now. We have done some major improvements right now. Some major improvements. It would just come in waves. The amount of traffic will just come in waves. There's no traffic coming down to here, leading to there. But that is a big help, having that little exit point. I'm actually quite happy about that. Which is all good. All good, boys. So it just comes in waves. Nothing too crazy. And nothing to worry about. We have many other issues lying around right now. The buses are now dispersed more evenly around this little section. So I think we pretty much got the green light right now to go on some more crazy expansions. Probably not build an industrial area as big as what we've built recently, but I think it's looking pretty good. What is the traffic flow right now? 83%. You can see where it is quite negative. And again, a lot of it is within this area. But it ain't too shabby, boys. It ain't too shabby. I could do a 2-lane exit on that road to filter them out from both sides. Still many things in which we can do to improve all of this, but I can't complain. For a city this size and as compact as it is in some areas, I cannot freaking complain. But what I can complain about is I think we're going for a slight little bit of a death wave. Needs about garbage processing facilities right now because they're taking a little bit of a hit. But it ain't too shabby. It ain't too shabby. So I think on that note, guys, we are going to end it for here. Hope you did enjoy this episode. If you did, smash that like button down below. And until next time, I'll see you all soon. So, goodbye.